Primetime.
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 Primetime. That's the name.
Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
I'm having nightmares right now.
Matt Hayes.
Big asses, big thighs, yeah.
And Leon Searcy.
Big Bath to Beyond. Nothing says football like scented soap.
Well, I think we may have to amend that bad boy. Ain't no scented soap around here, all right? Things, they are a-changing. Welcome into a Mokama Beer Company Monday. You come out of this weekend, and if you are a Jaguar fan, you may have had some disagreements, some second guessing going on. But all in all, you went from Travis Hunter Thursday night into Saturday, and you came away with a lot of possibilities. Guys that have been drafted by this football team now have a chance to compete for a lot of playing time, and in some cases, immediate opportunities to compete for starting jobs. So we got it all laid out for you, just like the rest of the shows today. Now, hopefully you enjoyed it. You came through Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday, and we will look back at the entire body of work and what James Gladstone and company, Liam Cohen and company did, Leon. And I don't know how, like, we'll have our XLP big three of the draft picks that excited you most, but just as a whole, what did you feel coming out when they made their last pick?
Well, after I came off that high on Thursday when we put together that trade and got Travis Hunter, I settled in and watched the rest of the draft and enjoyed it. I mean, listen, getting a corner in the second round lets you know the probabilities that Travis Hunter's going to probably be 80-20 as far as wide receiver and defense. What I would do is I would play him wide receiver 80% of the time, and then 20% of the time in the red zone where he could be instinctive and be a playmaker. Yeah. You know, where we lack turnovers, you put him in that kind of situation, I think that's fine. And then we go guard. Mm-hmm. I know that made Matt Hayes happy when the guard come off.
Yeah, it ended after that for me. Once I saw that Wyatt Milan was the pick, I mean, he's this year's Cooper Beebe. Mm-hmm. Once I saw that was the pick, I was like, I don't care what they do after this, man.
So those
when I heard from the announcers that he was big, mean, and nasty, that's all I needed. Yeah. That's all. I was good. That was very therapeutic for me, by the way, when they said those type of things about him. And then you told me that Nick Saban, throughout his whole career,
it was almost sexy, actually.
Oh, yes, it was. You know, guards can be sexy.
Oh, big ass, big thighs, sure.
Big thighs, absolutely. Yes. So, yeah, I was good. I was good with the whole entire draft. I'm not. I mean, and maybe that's just the Jag in me.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being optimistic right now because let's admit it. I have found a way to be enthusiastic about all the drafts. At some point, you kind of say, okay, I'm buying in. Last year, we second-guessed. Actually, the last couple of years, we were correct to second-guess a few of the decisions. Mm-hmm. And we're still going to second-guess some of the decisions made this go-around. But at the very least, it was just a departure from what we've seen before.
Yeah, and I mean, here's the only problem that I have is that we kind of went into this thing, I think all of us did, with the idea that the first 3 or 4 picks would be guys that are going to start. Mm-hmm. And I think that all kind of completely changed because of the way you moved up and got Travis Hunter. Yeah. You know, you took away some of that draft capital, obviously. But Ransaw could be a guy who could compete. Ransaw was a very good college player. He's a guy who could compete for a starting spot. Yeah. Wyatt Milam is going to be your day one starting left guard. I'm telling you right now he is.
Yeah.
And then Bashal Tootin, seriously, you look at that, somebody's going. And it's more than likely going to be the guy going that has the biggest contract of the two.
So I'm just going to make a confession that I when I gave my draft grades to 10-10 Ozzy, I put a C+ next to that one. And the only reason I did that is because Cam Scatterby went right after him. That was the only reason.
Have you watched him play?
Yes.
He's
As a matter of fact,
dude.
one of the great Hokies in town, and this is in the same company as Jackson DeVille, as the Cat. Ridge was sky high, immediately shot me the tape, said, you're going to love this guy. And there's a lot to like. That's the only reason I did it, though. Full confession is because I was rooting for Scatterby. That was the only reason. This guy is quick, fierce, and has a little home run hit.
And a returner. Yeah. And a returner as well.
There were some, I'm telling you right now, there were some coaches in the ACC that felt like he was as good as Hampton. Mm-hmm. And that's Hampton. You're talking about a guy that was considered the second best back.
And if you do say that, you're going from a first-round pick to a fourth-round pick.
Right.
And if you're saying there's, in the eyes of guys who are actually with the whistle around their neck drawing up ball plays, they're saying
he's just close. Not the thickness of Hampton, that's all.
Right.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what was his reason for dropping.
I would imagine the thickness.
Okay. Not a big kid.
Right. And look, there's just a few things that you can use to separate these guys, especially when you're putting your draft board together. But you can just go through the entire draft and you can just see a lot of the pluses that they tried to put on this, that they tried to add to this football team. I said physical and no more scented soap, but they wanted to add speed to this football roster as well. It ain't like Tank is slow. It ain't like ETN is slow. And I'm not necessarily crazy about the idea that you drafted 2 running backs when there might have been some other areas that I would like to have seen touched on. But they are telling everybody out there, ETN, you were a first-round draft pick. You did get your option picked up before we got here. Tank, you were a third-round draft pick, but we have got to get better when it comes to the run game.
Well, I've been saying this from the start that this new regime has no loyalty to anybody on this roster because they didn't pick them. All right, so this is their first draft class, and listen, this is probably the first time we're going into camp, maybe training camp, where there's going to be some legitimate competition.
Oh, yeah.
Well, guys, because, what I call them, lifeline Jaguars. So
Can't seem to get rid of those lifeline Jaguars.
Can't seem to get rid of those lifeline Jaguars that's been here consistently bad, but somehow they're still on our roster. But I think now you bring in some guys, free agents, you bring in some draft picks, undrafted guys, and you put them in the pile and see who comes out.
Yeah.
Best man win.
And create competition. And I think everything that has happened, and this is what everyone was looking forward to, and this is when we'll be able to put the off-season math together. What did you do in free agency? What did you do in the draft? What does it add up to? Well, you went out there and you feel like you got a couple starters on each side of the ball that are going to impact this team in the free agent class. You certainly went out there and said we are going to get some guys that are going to impact this team immediately with the draft. And James Gladstone operated, at least it appears to me right now, in a way that he just said, I'm signaling that there is competition at key areas of this football team that I think can immediately make this football team better, put you in situations where you can stay in ball games, win one-score ball games, and then also look long-term and make sure that you have a future that you're starting to build.
I mean, I got to be honest with you. Rayon Lane could win a job. Those safeties, look at that safety group, okay? Their safety group consists of Eric Murray, who they just signed, who's more than likely going to have one of those spots, okay?
Right.
I would think he's going to be the strong safety. Darnell Savage, Antonio Johnson, Dewey, who we love, okay?
Yeah.
We love Dewey. Daniel Thomas. You tell me Rayon Lane couldn't win that job? He's a guy that was a big hitter at Navy. Now it's a big step up.
It's a
big step up. But he was a really good player at Navy.
And I like just the fact that a Navy town drafted a Navy guy, and I immediately reacted to that on X. And he is a guy who was he was near the top of the charts when it came to picking off footballs, and so he can do it. You go back to the decision that they made earlier in the draft, a multi-dimensional player that they're bringing in to give them the best opportunity to create competition in the secondary room, period, okay? When you talk about Caleb Ransall, and I got, it's so funny on X, I said, look, they still haven't drafted a safety, and everyone clobbers me on X, says, Ransall's your safety. How the hell do you know that, okay? He played cornerback and then nickel. He never played safety. How do you know that? Well, because they said so. That's it. This dude barely got a little taste of safety at the Senior Bowl. And so while I love it, he looks like he's a multi-dimensional player, and as Gladstone will put that intangibly rich label on him, bring it on. Be multi-dimensional. Be multifaceted. But we don't have any idea whether this guy's going to be able to step on an NFL field and do some of the box safety or anything like that.
No, but I will say this, is if it's close, Leon, if it's close between somebody they drafted and an existing player on the roster, somebody they drafted is going to get that job.
Right. Yeah, that I like. And when you go back over the guys you just mentioned, there is opportunity there. There's no question there's opportunity. Okay, Antonio.
I think there's opportunity for Jack Kaiser right now.
Yes.
To get on the field as a starter, I think there is.
Yeah. When you take a look at the safety room, just stay there for 1 second though. That you say, hey, Antonio Johnson has had some opportunities. Now, this team was not coached very well in the couple of years that we've seen Antonio Johnson in a Jags uniform on that side of the ball. We just have to admit it. They went through 2 defensive coordinators, and the results were basically the same. they got trashed defensively.
Yeah.
And so now, whoever it is, whether you give up on a Johnson, Darnell Savage is under contract. He wasn't 100% healthy 100% of the time last year. You would love to have seen what he could have done, but he went back and forth between that nickel and safety spot. You said goodbye to Cisco. Like you said, you still got Dewey. Daniel Thomas is the core 4 special teams guy. But, yeah, you need more guys that can make plays when it comes to walking on the field and taking control at that stage.
Well, what's unfortunate about this past regime is that they didn't do their job, and they didn't do it well. Because when you get young guys, when you draft guys, it's up to the coaching staff to find out that kid's ability and get him on the field, especially if it's close, like you're saying, if it's close between your guy and the guy that the old regime had, you're going with your guy.
Yeah.
Because you're going to spend a little bit more time with him because he drafted him. Mm-hmm. And what this regime in the past didn't do, I mean, they get all this talent and it didn't translate over to the field because they didn't do their damn job, which was coaching.
I am concerned about the lack of edge. The lack of edge has got to be a concern.
Well,
we signed the guy.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
we signed the guy, bro. What was his name? Emmanuel
Agba. And honestly, just take a look at it, Matt.
He's got 47 career sacks.
Yeah, you want to take a look at what wasn't here and what he did do. He has been productive over the time that he's been in the NFL. And I may be reaching a little bit, Leon, but you know a little something about Clyde Simmons. When he came in, he didn't need to do a whole lot. He just needed to be impactful on the handful of plays that he stepped onto the field and made, right?
Yeah, that's all we needed from Clyde. Everybody say he was on his last leg, but Clyde was a playmaker.
Don't start putting the NFL shield on your head right now. Don't start doing that.
He asked me a question. I'm telling you what Clyde Simmons was to us. Listen, Clyde Simmons was, the
that
OG.
was a definite need and in a perfect spot for a young guy, a guy you draft.
Yeah,
that's all. That's all I'm saying.
That's fine. And if you do
perfect spot to draft and develop, right there.
If you do want to say just from a draft point of view, then they didn't do it. They did go late. They went and got an edge late in their draft that comes from Auburn, who is
he's an outside linebacker. He's not an edge. He's
an edge. He is an edge. He will come up and he will try and attack the line of scrimmage, and he does look like he's got some decent skills when it comes to rushing the passer. And so we're going to see what he does. But I'm not going to pronounce any of these guys as
he's Yasir Abdullah. They're the same person.
So what?
He's Yasir Abdullah. They're the same person.
Well, how about Yannick Ngakoue instead of Abdullah? Okay, this guy is 6'1", 236 pounds. And does come off if he's lined up as a wide 9, then he does have a chance maybe to impact the passer. His tape looked pretty good. And look, everybody who's
22 career sacks at all.
Yeah. And anyone who's getting drafted, their tape actually should look pretty good. That's a no-brainer. He is drafted late in the draft. He comes in the 6th round, but they're trying to figure out where they're going to change this dynamic defensively.
So, no, I understand that, but I guess my fear is this. They're clearly running an even front, okay? Mm-hmm. So when one of those two ends goes off the field, because they're going to need a blow at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Who goes on?
Right. This type
and then
of guy.
My fear is that, let's just slide Armstead back out, and then it's going to be more of Armstead inside, outside.
Well, yeah, it does depend. And look, I don't want to throw him in that Yasir Abdullah camp just yet. I just want to see what it looks like first. But a couple of guys have called him a poor man's Jalen Walker. I don't know whether that's false or not. I have no idea. But then
very poor.
Huh? I just
very poor.
It's like,
there's a big difference between those two.
Can we at least have a little excitement?
I'm just telling you, there's a big difference between those two. Well, I'm not going to sugarcoat it.
No, but we don't. Do we have any idea whether or not Jalen Walker is going to be successful on an NFL field?
No, we don't.
And he was drafted very high, and this guy was drafted very low. So you're right. It's not necessarily an exact science, and we should say, I'm just telling you what one guy called him. That's it. I'm not saying he is. I'm just saying that's what he called him. And he's drilling down, studying the tape, coming up with analysis.
That's fine. I mean, that's fine. All I'm saying is he's a 6th-round pick. You took a flyer on him. That's what he is. He's the guy you take a flyer on.
Yes, that's exactly what it is. When you take a look at Agba, I'll give you the numbers.
He's not a guy that's like one of the top 12 players in the draft, clearly.
No.
Like Jalen Walker was.
Right. I don't think we're saying – just make sure you understand. I'm not saying that. We're just simply looking at what they've got and whether they answer the bell or not. That's it. Whether they do have a guy that can come in and offer, taking some snaps.
Right, and that's my point. It's like when one of those two goes out, that's my fear is that Armstead is automatically the guy that moves outside.
Yeah, and maybe. But look, in certain situations, I'll take Eric Armstead along the line of scrimmage no matter what, playing more snaps. He didn't play enough snaps last year.
Yeah, but according to him now,
Right.
again, according to him,
inside. Yeah.
he wants to play inside.
Right, but all you got to do is go back to the 49ers when he was at his best. He played inside primarily, and then on down and distance situation where it was favorable, he got kicked outside. And so I'm okay with that. You just got to play more snaps. All right, let us know what you're thinking. 641-1010. Hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, a Mocama Beer Company Monday. Would love for you guys to get in with us as far as the discussion goes. Get on YouTube. You can watch the show with the stream. Jump in the chat and tell us what you're thinking.
First of all, congratulations on the show.
Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
How do you like being in a real studio?
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
If you've played sports or still lead an active life, chances are joint pain is nothing new. This is Dr. George Barry of Barry Orthopedics, and we like to be your option when it comes to taking care of your body and getting back in the game. From shoulders to elbows to hip and knee pain, Barry Orthopedics can diagnose and treat a variety of injuries that are causing you pain. We are Barry Orthopedics and online at barryorthopedics.com. With more than 30 years of experience, our team is here to care for your entire family.
Find out more at barryorthopedics.com. That's BAHRI orthopedics.com.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. There was a time if you handed me a bread basket at a restaurant, you better watch your fingers. Pizza, pasta, bread, carbs were absolutely my weakness. I'd be lying if I said they didn't have me hooked. Then Awaken 180 came into my life. I've been down every diet road there is, but this one is different. It's not just another diet. It's a total reset of how you see food. You know that carb craving we've all accepted as normal? That's gone now. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy the good stuff, but here's the difference. I no longer feel like I need them. So when the server puts down that bread basket on the table, I just smile and sit back and say, I'm good, man. That feeling of control is all thanks to Awaken 180. I lost 4 pounds in 9 weeks on Awaken 180. Packer lost more than 100. Baloo's on his way, and you can lose the weight too. All you want. Doesn't matter what your goal weight is. Awaken 180 weight loss will get you there quickly and safely. A clear path to success without disappointment. Awaken 180 has changed my life. It'll change yours too. Give them a call, 844-346-1800, or go online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Enhance your home with Renewal by Anderson's superior craftsmanship and timeless design. Right now, get $300 off all windows or $825 off patio doors. Plus, 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 18 months, but this offer expires April 30th. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Florida Gators. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
The Sawgrass Marriott Golf Resort and Spa is the perfect place for indulging in a pampering spa treatment. This Mother's Day season, give the gift of wellness with a gift card and take advantage of the spa's current promotion. Buy a $75 gift card or more and guests get a credit towards a future service. With healing massages, revitalizing facial treatments, and more, a day at the Sawgrass Spa makes a perfect gift for everyone. Purchase in person at Sawgrass Spa during operating hours.
Your home is more than walls and a roof. It's where you breathe, drink, and power through life. At Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to keep it all running smoothly. From clean, cool air to clean water, reliable power to expert plumbing, we do it all. For over 35 years, families have trusted Donovan to make their homes healthier, safer, and more comfortable. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing today, 904-270-COOL, where health meets home.
I'm Liz Gruby, the Jacksonville Business Journal's events director, and on May 15th, we're shining a spotlight on young professionals who are boldly leading the way in business and making our major impact in our community. I'd love for you to join us for our 40 Under 40 Awards as we celebrate these up-and-comers and their achievements. Don't miss this inspiring afternoon of networking and celebration. Tickets are going fast. You have to get them before May 6th. And for more information and tickets, visit jbjevents.com.
Grow your hair back. IHRS offers the latest technology in hair transplants and restorative treatments.
Fast, easy, and effective.
With over 35 years experience, our team is committed to delivering exceptional results. Hair restoration is for us, and it can be for you too.
See how IHRS technology can grow your hair back. Go to hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS, 777-4477 for $250 off.
If fishing is in your DNA, hop in the boat with Captain Kevin. It's the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show. Brought to you by Awaken 180 Weight Loss and Royal Pest Services.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise in towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Ackerman Cancer Center, celebrating 10 years of excellence in cancer screening, diagnosis, and treatment. Always accepting new patients and 99% of all insurances. Call now to schedule a new consultation within 48 hours. Learn more at ackermancancercenter.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Baseball is back. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball at the newly renovated Five-Star Ballpark is your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game and kids round the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable family fun.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Third down, Morris. Intercepted. Wow! Travis Hunter. Unbelievable. Hunter just plucks it out of the air. Are you kidding me right now? That was wide open from the booth. 100 times out of 100, I see that action from up here. That's a touchdown. They had the back wide open, Major Everhart, number 22, and out of nowhere, Hunter comes off of his route and dives for the interception. Holy cow.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mocama. Check out their great craft in the tap room at Fernandina Beach.
You just watch any draft coverage, and they're still buzzing about what Travis Hunter could be, might be, can be, will be, all that stuff in the teal and black. And you have to love it, that's for sure. That highlight right there was just basically a takeover play, and that's what you're looking for him to do. Go opposite Brian Thomas Jr. and create situations that defenses will have a problem handling. And then on the defensive side, breaking on a ball, making a play, and making somebody pay.
Instincts.
Yeah.
That's the one thing, instincts. The kids got ball skills, got instincts on the defensive side of the ball. I mean, man, zone, whatever it may be. And his catch radius. I mean, listen, this is truly optimism. He could be a turnover machine in the red zone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as far as this is July Joe talking.
It's 100%. Come on, baby.
I'm on board. But no, listen, I'm just telling you the things that I saw at Colorado. And now I know what the league is another thing. Mm-hmm. But if he can give us if he can give us all of what he gave us in Colorado, this kid is going to be special.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he clearly is a different kind of player. There's no doubt about that. I just, I watched more of him this weekend, too. He's raw as a receiver, there's no doubt. Mm-hmm. But, man, he's got it. I mean, it's his feel. It's his feel for the position that is what's so really remarkable. Like, he will make catches that you're like, are you kidding me? Like, there were times when literally Colorado's idea was to just throw it to him, even if he's triple covered. It was against Nebraska, I think. In triple coverage, you just threw it to him, and he caught it. He caught a critical third down ball. He just basically out-jumped everybody. That's the athleticism that is rare. That's the idea of a football knowledge. That's what I think is so big. And I think James Glassman talked about this, too. His football IQ is way off the charts.
Yeah, he said that it jumped out at him when they went through the interview process at the Combine. And then obviously beyond that, they didn't have any the pro visits, so they made sure that they got as much out of him, studied him as much as possible, and then made the decision. And the other part of this is that I don't know how many hours you put in, Leon, on your craft, because we like to use that term. You're playing right tackle. You're working on your craft. Well, he's got two sides of the ball that he's working on. Mm-hmm. So it's not like he's just scratching the surface, but if he is to drill down and just say, hey, one exclusive position is going to be where I'm going to have 100% of my attention is going to go there, how much better can he be?
Well, I think people should appreciate the fact that those playbooks on both sides of the ball are big. Mm-hmm. All right, there's a lot of information. There's a lot of intel that you've got to absorb as a player. And this kid had to do both. He had to know the combinations and routes as a wide receiver, and then he had to know the combinations and coverages as far as the DB goes.
Yeah.
And that's not easy. And he had to be good at it, at both sides of it. So that just lets you know the amount of time, a lot of the time that he put into both of them. The fact that he was effective at both sides of the ball lets you know what kind of time he's putting in. And his endurance. I mean, bro, I used to run 60 or 70 plays in college. Man, I'd be dog-tired. This kid had over 100 plays a game. So, I mean, it lets you know about his conditioning, his attention to detail, and his recovery. It's important, too, when you're playing those amount of games. Recovery is important as far as whatever you're getting to get your body retuned to do it again.
Yeah, and to have that, and we're going to find out the body as it's tested on this level. The National Football League is a different animal. We all know that, and we're going to see whether he can handle that, because you're talking about the number of snaps that he had in college, averaged a little over 115, probably maxed out around 130, around there, just as far as the total number of plays in an individual game. But if you look at the total number of snaps that this dude had, and stayed relatively healthy, he really did. And now you're just going to find out if he's one of those just kind of wiry, strong guys that can do a lot of things.
But let's
just shy of 190 pounds right now.
I get that, but let's also be like intellectually honest here. Mm-hmm. Number one, it's a completely different game in the NFL level.
Yes.
And number two, the last guy to do it, Chris Gamble played 120, 130, 40 plays at Ohio State in 2002 in their national championship season. He got to the NFL, and pretty quickly he realized, no, not going to happen.
No.
Not going to happen.
Right. And so if you're looking at, and I like to
come in. Everyone was talking about him playing both ways in the NFL.
Yeah.
Everyone was.
Yeah. I like coming in with 12.5 to 24 plays on the defensive side of the ball. I thought he should have been looking at, or any team that was going to get him should be looking at him on the defensive side of the ball first, because it's so important to be able to lock down all these great receivers. But the big playability.
Yeah, and he's got Jamar Chase ability. There's no doubt he does.
Yes, the big playability. And also he knows, he's smart contractually. Who's making more? Wide receivers?
Not by much. Not by much.
I know, but they still are, because there's a couple of cornerbacks that are stepping up. But you saw how, just take a look at last year's cycle. And this didn't even include Jamar Chase, how many wide receivers got paid. And then the other part of it is that just from a physical point of view, the rules favor the wide receiver more than they do the cornerback right now. And so you can thrive if you're in a good situation where you can make a lot of plays and stay pretty healthy.
And if he is the rare guy that everybody thinks he is, if he goes out there next year and gets 65 or 70 for 1,110 scores, what the hell is that going to do for Brian Thomas? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
I mean, they are going to be legit a scary offense if that happens. And then that moving up, it's all worth it.
Yeah, well, yes.
It's all worth it.
And then you don't even think about what you don't have next year, because if your record's better, the first-round pick's going to be a little further down the board. The other part of it is that...
And your franchise has changed.
Yes. You can't name a guy other than Brian Thomas Jr. that scared anybody when they walked up to the line of scrimmage and started surveying who's where. And it was only towards the end that Brian Thomas Jr., because he's a rookie, he started making plays. And the defense, they didn't really fear anything.
No, you have to legitimately pick your poison at that point.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, well, we're dead whoever we don't cover, whoever we don't double.
Mm-hmm.
We got to double one of them.
Yeah.
Right? And then we're in big trouble with the one we're not doubling.
And, Leon, we've already said it. Last year, there was nobody opposite Brian Thomas Jr. to take coverage or attention away from him. Just imagine now.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad he saw him go. I'm glad when we picked Travis Hunter, I know BTJ had to put a little smile on his face because he got some help.
Yeah.
Because like you said, man, who are they going to bracket? Who are they going to roll the coverage to?
Yeah.
Because I mean, either one of those guys, if you go 1-on-1 with them, I mean, I'm taking our guys to win.
Plus, when you roll with safety, that's one less guy in the run defense.
Absolutely.
And then just imagine this: if they actually do what we're thinking, and there's enough attention that's going to either one of these guys, others are going to thrive. Mm-hmm. They are going to be able to make plays, whether it is someone out of the tight end position, Brenton Strange, finding that little soft spot. And if those two guys can take corners deep and then take a safety with them, hell yes. All right, so listen to the numbers. These are just, honestly, just saucy nugs when you think about what Travis did. And we'll go through a handful of the other guys. Jaguars send out their draft recap, and they give you a lot of stuff. But he tallied 2,625 snaps over the course of 2 years. That, of course, led the FBS. No surprise there. He played 714 of 823 available snaps on offense. That's 87%, and he basically played 83% of the snaps on defense.
Saucy nugs.
That is just nuts. Okay, now that ain't happening. Okay, we're not having a guy come to Duval and play over 86% of the offensive snaps and over 82% of the defensive snaps. It ain't going to happen. But you're going to figure out exactly where he fits in the most on the defensive side of the ball, because you know he's going to play 50 snaps on offense.
It's got to be a happy medium between the two. You give him 50, 52. I'm saying 80% of productivity on offense, 20% on defense. That's the way I would break it down.
All right. I'm okay with that.
I would like zero in an offense. Yeah, I would zero in an offense. And
and he probably will.
Third or fourth down stop, get him on the field. If you need the last drive of the game, get him on the field.
Yeah.
Or red zone, get him on the field, which is a lot of plays. You're talking about 15, 16 plays then.
Right. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of arriving at that dozen and a half, just depending. Yeah. This team needs to keep that other one out of the red zone. Okay, so they need to have enough good guys before they get to the red zone. So everybody else on that side of the ball has got to be better.
Also, if he at some point gets nicked up for whatever reason, not like a missing games, but just like nicked up, you're not going to stick him in on defense.
Yeah.
If it's one or the other, you're playing him on offense.
Yes. Yeah, that I agree with. And especially when you go and you take a look at what they have. And they tried to improve that side of the ball. They went with a couple of guys that they view as immediate additions to the defensive side that can come in there and compete for that play in time. All right, 641-1010. You guys can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. JJ, hit us, man.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Before we break, I want to put Gator Nation at ease. So, DJ Lagway has not really been throwing all spring, I guess. Mm-hmm. There was a lot of speculation on these airwaves. Why? Mm-hmm. Well, he just released a video throwing a football in a gym.
Did Romo watch it?
And he looks, I guess, healthy.
Oh.
Did Romo watch it? Give me 1 second.
Oh, thank you. Now that is a stamp of approval.
Did he release on IG or where's it released?
It's on Instagram, yeah. But now it's all over Twitter. It's his own Instagram.
All right, this is awesome. At first, when you hit that, I thought you were going to tell me Shedeur Sanders was drafted. I didn't know what you were going with first there.
All right, hang on. I'm watching it right now.
By the way, we decided that we were just going to pass on the Shedeur Sanders talk because every show has covered it very, very well.
It's one throw, by the way.
Yeah, one. Is that it? That's all. That's all Gator Nation needs.
But it's a throw. It's not a soft toss. It's a throw.
Right. Is he driving it?
He's throwing it.
I would say probably 60% effort.
Yeah, it's not a soft toss. He's throwing a little.
All right.
We need a Carson Beck one now.
I mean, if you're right. If you're,
well, if you know what Carson's injury was,
right?
We saw it happen.
Yeah. I think if you're a Florida fan, that's somewhat encouraging. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And if you're saying about 60%.
By the way, he's a big individual.
Yeah.
Well, I hope he throws like that against him.
And that's coming through the rehab process. That is encouraging. It is XL Primetime.
1010XL.
We move forward starting right now. We start becoming a team right now.
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Are your monthly bills keeping you up at night, wondering how you got so behind? Hey, I'm Roger Moore, CEO of Loan Pronto. I get it. Life is expensive now. Insurance, groceries, cars. And then there's the credit card debt with those obscene interest rates. It's time to regain your financial freedom. And that's what we offer at Loan Pronto, using the power of the equity in your home. We have multiple ways to get you the cash you need, and most clients close in 2 weeks or less, and many don't even require an appraisal. And listen, rates have been plummeting recently. We just locked a homeowner in with an APR in the low fives, saving her over $1,000 per month, and put $10,000 in her pocket. Life-changing money. Whether you're drowning in debt, have a nosebleed rate you got last year, need home improvements, or simply need cash in your pocket, we can help you accomplish this goal in record time. Call us today and get started with no hard credit pull, just a conversation. LoanPronto.com, 904-999-1508. LoanPronto.com. That's LoanPronto.com.
Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, Director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees, about $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
Got a leaky faucet? AC blowing hot air? No worries. DuckDuckRooter has your back. Call 904-862-6769 or visit DuckDuckRooter.com. DuckDuckRooter, plumbing, septic, AC, and a whole lot of quacking good service.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentist and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental, with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, 2 locations in Jacksonville.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Divorce changes your life and your children's lives. Whether that change is good or bad depends to a great extent upon the attorney you choose. So interview more than one attorney and ask about experience, specifically trial experience. And oh, by the way, be sure to include Cordell & Cordell in those interviews.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Jacksonville area attorneys. Joseph Cordell, licensed in Missouri and Illinois only. CordellCordell.com, Jacksonville, Florida. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Announcer is not a licensed attorney.
This day in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 28, 1961, Milwaukee Braves future Hall of Fame pitcher Warren Spahn throws his second career no-hitter in a win against the San Francisco Giants.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Fantastic news here. Due to overwhelming response, Beers Diamonds extending their amazing earring and bracelet sale for Mother's Day. Hicken here. So now through Mother's Day, you can still save up to 40% off diamond earrings and diamond tennis bracelets. It's Beers' most ambitious offer ever, and response has been incredible. The corporate-owned big box stores can't touch these prices. Beers, locally owned, man. Say hi to the Lupos when you go over there. The freedom to give you pricing you deserve. Highest quality diamond jewelry. Celebrate the mothers in your life with something they'll appreciate for decades to come. They also have special pricing on other Mother Day favorites, including colored gemstones, pearls, pendants, and fashion jewelry. Beards Diamonds, your destination for making this Mother's Day truly special. Don't miss Beards Diamonds' biggest sale ever. Up to 40% off Beards' already beatable value price. Now through Mother's Day at the Town Center. Only locally owned jeweler. It's Beards Diamonds.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Hayes. Here's Tootin. Stutter step. Tootin towards the end zone for the touchdown. And the lid finally off the Virginia Tech offense. 33 reaching Pater from 24 yards out.
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mocama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
Mocama Beer Company, definitely check them out. South 8th Street, just as you're entering the historic part of Fernandina Beach. It's an old 50s car dealership, beautiful tap room. Every single day they're serving delicious coffee with their baristas. And then Tuesday through Sunday, you got great selection of delicious craft, that's for sure. So check them out right there. And then also their Wildlight location on the shelves at Publix, ABC, and Total. That's for sure. All right, 641-1010. Hit the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures, and jump in the YouTube chat. We have definitely been talking about this draft, where you think the Jaguars should be graded. You can definitely throw some analysis our way. It is funny how, look, you guys are all out working. I never think you're listening 100% to every single word. You're busy. But when we say, hey, the defenses the last couple of years, last two staffs have been terrible, understand what we're saying, okay? Because the texture goes, that's laughable. The last coaching staff didn't do their job. Shad Khan has had 3 winning seasons. Dougie has 2 of them, 1 a division title. Yeah, I get that. I'm talking about the last 2 defensive staffs in the last 2 years, okay? Rick Nielsen, as we like to call him, the cheap trick guitarist of defense instead of Ryan Nielsen.
Which is kind of an insult to Rick Nielsen, who's a really good guitarist, actually.
It might be. You're right. I love Cheap Trick. But he was a cheap trick as a defensive coordinator. It was terrible. It was just awful. Then the last year of Mike Caldwell, the stats just simply say so. They caved late. They just didn't get the job done, unfortunately. That's where we are. They rated near the bottom of the defensive categories. So now you got to hope like hell that this next group does a better job, because it's got to be player and coach.
Right, but I mean, number one, hope is not a plan. We all know that.
Yep.
Number two, I'm with you though. Maybe that is it. You had 2 guys that clearly didn't work out as defensive coordinators, each of them being a defensive coordinator for the first time. Mm-hmm. It clearly didn't work, right?
Yeah, Nielsen had been for 1 year, but yeah,
he was also code. Weren't they code DCs?
You might be. Yeah, you might be. Yeah.
But I guess my point is the hope that coaching is going to make this defense better, is going to make Devin Lloyd a better player, is going to make Josh Hines Allen play with consistency every play, is going to make, the secondary better. Yeah, I guess you could say that. Sure you can. But, I mean, Leon, how realistic is that?
Listen, I always give coaches a pass, because all they do is they provide the assignment, and now it's up to the player to go out and execute it. And this team over the last couple of years have not executed the game plan, which makes me think that either they're not studying, they're not doing it in practice, they're not studying enough on film, and that shows up on Sundays. So the coaching staff, listen, can a coaching staff call a wrong defense? Yes, of course it can. Can they call a wrong? Absolutely. But sometimes players got to make up for that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? If you got dogs, if you got dogs that can hunt, sometimes they make up for bad calls. And I just think this team don't have enough dogs that can hunt. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, coaches come in. Guys have got to be inspired to want to win games. And I don't think these guys, and now maybe this new regime can come in and inspire them and put the pressure on them to want to win games. But at some particular point, the players got to be accountable for executing the plays. Mm-hmm. And not just the coaches being blamed for calling plays.
So I think they do have dogs on defense. I think the 2 edges are dogs. No doubt about it. I think Tyson Campbell is. I even think Foye definitely is, and I even think Devin Lloyd could be. The problem is I think they got to be motivated. I think it's also motivation too, Leon, right? I mean, would you agree with that a coach that can motivate is also
absolutely keep the pressure on them. Don't let them get comfortable.
And when
I don't need my coach to be my friend.
Okay.
I want to be Coach Carr, because I want to be the best I could be at my position.
Right. Because I think what we sometimes get confused is that like how Matt described it, is that it's supposed to be rah-rah cheerleading. No. You can get in their ear. You can destroy them and then build them back up. You can challenge them. You can do a lot of different things. But the thing I want to see more than anything else is you get them on the field, you instruct, and you get them to play with intensity. Okay, you need to put them in the best position. Coach Campbell preaches this all the time. I need to get it into your head where it's automatic. Okay, you're not thinking out there; it's all instinctual. But you have to have the instruction for it to be instinctual. And they, at least it feels like they were missing that last year. Doug Peterson said, "Hey, they got all the answers. We gave them everything, and they didn't respond."
Well, you didn't give it to them. Clearly, you didn't give it to them good enough because you're not blowing coverages in like week 10.
Yeah.
Which is what they were. They were blowing coverages in the last few weeks of the season.
And so I this is what I'm hoping for. It's just like any other fan out there. Let's make this the 10-10 take, JJ, because honestly, you can only, and I know I'm using the word hope, you can only hope right now.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since 68.
I know I'm going to get a good meal when I head into Sonny's. They're always ready for you. Lunch, dinner, you can put together a party. You need some catering. You're going to be watching the Kentucky Derby on Saturday. Just go ahead and get you some good Sonny's. Check it out all over the First Coast. When you go into this season, we truly don't know if this group of coaches is ready to go or this group of players is ready to go. And so, yeah, I will insert the word hope into the conversation, but it all has to come together. You need to see Liam Cohen's vision as a first-time head coach and James Gladstone's vision as a first-time GM all come together. And you are betting on a lot of stuff that you have no idea whether they're going to come through or not. Campanile, Udinsky, we don't know whether any of these guys are going to be great at their job. But right now, this is the offseason optimist.
Right, you don't have a choice.
Yeah, I'm coming in loud and proud with this.
Early, couple months early.
Got to believe in it, and you gotta feel like, you know what? Whatever you have had has ended just a dumpster fire. And so now let's go into this thing, acquire some more talent, create more competition, and coaches do your job. That's it. 10-10 take.
Yeah.
I don't know whether we'll get it.
It'll be fun when they get on the grass here shortly.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not that far away.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see what it's like.
Yeah, and I think when you look at...
Because there should be a lot of yelling at OTAs, honestly. There should be a lot of, spirit-filled coaching.
Yeah. Well, we can't wait to get the Campanile glossary of what he can do.
I mean, not just him. I mean, if your new offensive line coach isn't, yelling and getting in their faces.
Right.
Man, right, Leon?
Well, I didn't respond well to that, but because I was hard on myself.
It can come in different forms.
I was harder on myself than the coach could ever be, so he never had an issue with that. But no, you got to see some spitfire out there. Absolutely. If a couple of 4-letter words doesn't come out of his mouth, don't be disappointed.
Well, also if you're Ezra Cleveland and you saw them pick Wyatt Milam, you know he's coming for your job, man.
Yeah.
And by the way, a little feistiness among players is 100% fine with me because your job is up for grabs. They just told you your job is up for grabs. How are you going to respond to it? Milam, hey, you got an opportunity, pal. Jack Kaiser, you got an opportunity. You can step in here, and you may not be all of that immediately, but you are being looked at as a guy that is a problem solver instead of a problem.
Not only that, I mean, honestly, again, we don't know because we haven't seen these guys for, 4 months. Javon Foster might get out there in OTAs, and you're like, my God, look at that guy.
True. Very true.
So we don't know.
Yeah, I'd like to see it. All right, real quick, XLP Big Three. Just as far as the 3 draft picks that made you the most excited, Leon, and this is not counting Travis Hunter because we all would have him at the top of our list.
Okay, all right. Well, I got to go with the guard first, all right?
Okay.
And, I'm a beloved offensive lineman, so I'm always go with the guard first. And then the DB, Caleb Renshaw. I'll go with him. And then I'll go with Tuden. I'm going to go with Tuden. Those are my big 3.
Okay.
Those are the guys that, listen, the narrative on Wyatt is that, he's never played the guard position. Now, he's played left tackle, but he's big, mean, and physical. Wide body type of guy. Guys I've been talking about, furniture movers. Right. Guys that get in your face, get your hands on. He's got good leverage, and he's going to need it. He's going to need it. Because we're assuming because we drafted him, he's going to play guard. But that's a bit of a transition. Now he's going to have to be coached because it's a lot more leverage involved in blocking guards than it is at the tackle position. So that's something you're going to definitely have to work on. But it's doable because the kid's athletic. He's physical. What is he? 6'7"?
6'5", 6'6".
Yeah. He's got to play 6'2". At the guard position. He does.
You got to get low.
He's got to get low. He's got absolutely to get low, and that's just coaching. All right? So, I mean.
He looked good playing guard in the Senior Bowl.
He did.
That, man.
He did.
And
that's the reason
he
why.
was throwing people around.
And that's the reason why the Jaguars legitimately. It was good that he went inside because most tackles don't like to go inside when they're at a bowl game.
I just love that Nick Saban on the NFL, and I didn't watch the ESPN draft. I saw it online, the clip, where he admitted that they tried to get Wyatt Milam to leave West Virginia 3 straight years, and he didn't. They tried to get him. They offered him NIL money, and he wouldn't move.
And by the way, this was the Neil Brown era up there, so it wasn't like it was going great or anything like that.
And my guess is one of his buddies up there in West Virginia said, man, you got to look at this kid. Mm-hmm. This kid's the real deal.
Yeah.
And then he looked at him and thought, oh, okay.
Yeah. Saban with West Virginia roots, so he definitely was paying attention to that.
Right.
And Mountaineer Man in the hall, in our sales hall, then our GM, of course, they both love West Virginia, and so this is and the way he projected after being drafted, it fired up a lot of Jaguar fans. 6'6", 317 pounds, started 43 or 47 games at tackle during his career, last 42 straight, and so he has stayed healthy. That's pretty good. You're in at the very least in a conference where they throw it around a lot, so your pass protection's got to be spot on.
47 starts, man.
Yeah.
No, I know the reason why I said that he's never played guard. He played in the Senior Bowl. Now that's against other
college.
Yeah, but there's gonna be some 340s in front of his face.
There will be.
It's gonna be some 340s.
He's gonna go from 305 to 340s, right? Yeah.
It's gonna be some 340s in his face. So it's gonna be very interesting to see, if he can handle it. So I mean that's why training camp is important. You got to groom this kid. You absolutely got to groom him if you're going to stick him in that position. Because we've seen bad left guard play.
Oh yeah,
we've seen it
for
a long time.
Yes,
and you just cannot have the damn break when we're talking about protecting Trevor and giving him a clean pocket. It can't break there because it's one of the fast. You talk about a fast pass at Disney, you got to pay for them now. That is a fast pass to get to the quarterback if that left guard breaks down, and so you can't have it. But that line up there for West Virginia, they improved their run game. Yeah. They obviously threw it around a bunch, but this, when you take a look at it, top 10 among Power 4 schools in rushing. Number 32 in scoring offense, number 33 in total offense. So they generated some points.
And if I'm the coaching staff, I'm making sure, because you got 3 new guys that all interiorly are all different positions. They're all new. I mean, they're going to be the most. If I'm in the coaching staff, they're doing everything together. Yeah. Weightlifting, studying film. I mean, because you got 3 fresh faces interiorly. It's going to be very important that they communicate well with verbal communication and nonverbal.
Let me ask you this. Can you see a scenario where in week 1, day 1, that you've got a different left guard, obviously in Milam, Hainsey the center, free agent, and then Makari the free agent. You got 3 different guys. Can you see that scenario start, or do you think they might start with Cleveland just to have some kind of consistency? It's just whoever's best, right?
Whoever's best.
Good.
Exactly.
I love that. Get him in there day 1.
Get him in there day 1.
Yes.
Let him get acclimated because it's coming.
All right. That's so he's my number 1. It's not even close.
Yeah.
He's my number 1. It's just I love the fact that he's a nasty guy that finishes.
So he's all of ours. He's definitely part of our big 3.
Yes. And then my next 2 are I love Kaiser.
Mm-hmm. I do too.
He's got to get a little bigger.
Guy in particular.
He's got to get a little bigger to be a Mike, but I think he can be a Mike.
Yeah.
And I think potentially he could be a really good player.
And a strong side guy. The competition's wide open for a Chad Muma spot, a Ventrell spot, a replacement for Devin, depending on what they do.
Absolutely. And I love Tootin.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not picking Tootin in the 4th round if you're not going to use him. Mm-hmm. So that is a direct shot across the bow to one and only guy because you're not cutting Rock.
Right.
I mean, not Rock. You're not cutting Tank. That's a shot across the bow to Travis Etienne. There's no doubt it is.
I'll go with LaQuint Allen late because I do think that he represents some special teams spark plug ability, depending on what they do or how this works out with the new kickoff rule, because the dynamic kickoff sucked. And so hopefully we can get some more returns. I like him as one of my big three. And then I'll definitely put Jalen McLeod up there as a late pick. Let's just see what he becomes. One of our guys on the text line said, I watched every Auburn snap last year. Durkin moved him to outside linebacker as a way to make him look more versatile. Bad idea. Make no mistake. This is a pass rusher. So we'll see. It's competition. That's all we're looking for right now. That's for sure. All right, quarterback whisperer. Let's see what he's up to in the 3 o'clock hour on a Mokama Beer Company Monday.
1010XL takes you inside the program director's office with Dan and Jeff.
You'll do anything you can to ruin my day, won't you?
Mornings
I got up today feeling so good.
on 1010XL.
We're doing so well.
Now, the Florida Gator Report on 1010XL, brought to you by San Jose Collision.
It was a massive series victory over the weekend for the Gators as they battled back Sunday to defeat the 5th-ranked Arkansas Razorbacks. With the series tied up 1-1 going into Sunday, the Gators were down 5-2 early in the second before clutch pitching and hot bats took over to get the job done, winning 9-5 for the series win. With no midweek game, they look ahead to next weekend's series with South Carolina.
David Garrard here. I've had the PRP treatment from Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, and my knees are really doing well. Platelet-rich plasma treatment may be the answer for whatever is hurting you.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple of years ago. When it's smooth as silk, Dr. Kevin Murphy did it. Was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's the trumpet call heard round the world. Experience the thrill of the Kentucky Derby at Best Bet. Saturday, May 3rd, witness the most exciting 2 minutes in sports and dive into the action with live wagering. This could be your lucky day. Mark your calendars and join us at Best Bet Jacksonville, Orange Park, or St. Augustine on May 3rd for the Kentucky Derby. Visit bestbetjacks.com for more details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
There's a lot on the line in a divorce. Your home, savings, maybe even your kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce and the unexpected directions it can take, you need a partner you can count on. I'm Rick Julius, a partner at Cordell & Cordell. Don't let divorce take more than it has to. Offices in Jacksonville. Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's attorneys. Lisa Cargis, Florida resident partner. Rick Julius, licensed in Pennsylvania only. Online at cordellcordell.com.
Beat the spring cleaning rush with big savings and priority booking by calling our heroes at Zero Res. This month, get Zero Resified from Jacksonville's #1 carpet cleaner. You'll get 25% off all cleaning services. That's right, 25% off. Check out 8,000 raving customer reviews if you don't believe me online. Call them, 904-287-5727, or visit their website, ZeroResJacksonville.com. Zero Res, spell it forwards or backwards. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Listening that fits your schedule perfectly.
Absolutely brilliant.
Go on demand.
Ad-free shows after the live show's end.
How about that? Channel 5.
Duck Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Search where you find podcasts.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville. I always brag on what you guys have on-road and off-road. But, Greg, tell everybody about what's happening on the water, because you got loads of opportunity.
We do. We've got lots of boats in stock. We got the Honda 19-foot Fisher Runabout. We've got the Coach pontoons, all of them with that legendary Honda motor and legendary Honda reliability, which you always want when you're out on the water.
You could be cruising along the Intercoastal or out on the ocean, but check it out. Facebook page ready for all of you to see, Cycles of Jacksonville, or their showroom on Atlantic near Regency.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Are you struggling with hair loss? At IHRS, we understand because we've been there too. We're dedicated to finding the best solution tailored just for you.
My hair looks great. It was thinning, and IHRS restored my hair.
It's now fuller, it's thicker, voluminous. It's made me feel great.
With the latest technology and FDA-approved laser therapy, PRP, and non-surgical hair addition, we offer guaranteed solutions for men and women.
With over 35 years of experience, IHRS found a hair restoration for us, and we can find one for you.
For me.
For me.
And me too.
Visit hairforme.com or call 904-777-IHRS. Get a free microscopic analysis and get to the root of your problem. This $395 analysis is yours for free. Call 904-777-4477 now.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Frank Frangie here. I was talking to a buddy the other day. His HOA told him his old fence had to go. I said, man, call Coil Fencing. They've been around the block since 1927. Heck, they probably built half the fences in Jacksonville. They do it all. Tough chain link for security. Those fancy aluminum ones the HOA actually likes. Nearly a century of keeping yards safe and looking good. If you need a fence, call Coil. You can trust the folks at Coil. 904-356-4821 or visit CoilJacks.com. COYLE Jacks.com.
The best value for golf in Jacksonville remains Cimarron. Totally reestablished with new tee boxes, improved fairways and greens. Also a brand new restaurant with indoor and outdoor settings and live music. Join the Wild One loyalty program online at Cimarron Golf. When's the last time you played Cimarron? Cimarron Golf Club on 210, the Wild One.
I'm Max Fink with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by TopDressing.com. Last night, the Orlando Magic were once again outperformed by the Boston Celtics, falling 107-98. The Magic core of Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner have been extremely productive all series, combining for 55 points last night. But the Magic have a big problem as they're getting almost no production from anyone else. Paolo Banchero spoke on what he saw during the game in which he took 32 shots.
I just tried to be aggressive. I think there was like one stretch in the third quarter, shot like 3 in a row. I was probably forcing right there, but I really just was taking the shots they were giving me. They were trying to keep me from getting to the paint, and they just weren't falling at a high clip. But I had to stay aggressive.
Game 5 tips off tomorrow night at 8:30 on 1010 a.m. It's 80 degrees at 3:02. Time and Temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Okay, bring it in.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts, and George Moore Chevrolet.
1, 2, 3.
Denny Thompson in the house, the quarterback whisperer, ready to talk some ball with us. As a Jaguar fan, you will be quizzed on the Travis Hunter deal. We did mention news about a quarterback earlier that we will get into. Timely discussion. Welcome in, Mr. Thompson. How you doing, bud?
I'm great. How are you guys?
We're great. We're great. It was a fun weekend, just looking back at the draft and just kind of getting an idea of what this new regime is going to look like. You're a Duvaller through and through.
Yeah.
Before we just drill down on quarterbacks.
I'm fired up.
Yeah.
I'm fired up. I don't know anything about any of these guys outside of Travis Hunter.
Yeah, I don't think too many people out there care, right? They're just like, it's all about Travis Hunter.
I just feel like that was such a good move from so many levels. I don't care what they gave up. Like, everybody agrees that this dude is a dude. You give up what you got to give up to get him.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. I just think that personality, and that's what this whole thing needs right now. We just got to protect that guy at all costs. Like, Travis, just stay you, man. Stay you. Just have fun with this thing.
When he was sprinting through that, tunnel and he banged on the Jags logo, like, there had to have been a couple Browns personnel guys going, what the hell did we just do?
Oh yeah.
I
don't understand that at all. Like, if you can get that guy with that personality into a city like Jacksonville or Cleveland that needs an injection right now of excitement.
Yes.
Man, And let's not forget, he's the best football player in the draft.
Yeah.
All the personality and all that is one thing, but he's also the best football player in the draft.
Then where I was at the watering hole right before the draft, when the draft was made. I mean, when the draft, the trade was made initially, right? And then I'm looking at it, I was like, what are we doing? What are we doing? So when we got to 2, I said, there's only one person would take it. And the surrounding bodies that were around me at the watering hole, when they picked Travis Hunter, bro, it was like we was at a freaking football game.
Yeah.
It was, man.
But that was the same in our house.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, my son jumps up, and it's what we need, man. Yeah. It's what we need. And like I said, he's a hell of a ball player. On top of all the excitement, he's a hell of a football player, too.
It's funny, Denny, and we all have argued. You can argue against if you don't think he's going to be wide receiver primarily, because everybody basically sees that, and they said as much. But when you think of this Jaguar offense, and I've been maintaining, nothing really scares you defensively when they walk to the line of scrimmage, other than Brian Thomas Jr. and what he now. How much does that? How much does that jump up in terms of scary?
I think it's a completely different defensive game plan.
Yeah,
it's now you've got Brian Thomas, you got this guy, you got Travis Hunter on the other side, and you got a quarterback who, say what you want, can put the ball anywhere he wants to put it on the field, right? He's got that arm strength. You've got a pretty decent running game, right? And then I do think, and maybe they feel like they've already got this, I do think that they need like a really good Y from a personnel standpoint.
Okay.
They need a guy that can block, that can catch, that can do all of that, because then you're really putting this defense in a bad position now. Now you're making them really think personnel-wise, coverage-wise, the whole thing.
Do you think Parker Washington can be that guy or no?
Well, you're talking about
not that guy.
No.
In the slot.
No, I mean, listen, here's the happiest guy on the planet is not a Y, but yeah, the happiest guy on the planet should be the number 3 receiver right now.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, he is going to get the same look all year long. And if you're just on the same page as Trevor, like, you're going to get 60 catches, right? So, I mean, that guy's got to be ecstatic. But I'm saying
You mean like a flex?
Really? Like an Evan Ingram.
Yeah, like a flex. Yeah, like an Evan Ingram. That's what I said last week. Had they not cut Evan Ingram, we'd be like, oh, my God, this offense is going to be
fantastic.
Ridiculous.
I mean, again, just I don't know how you line up. I don't know what personnel you put out against that. As long as, Brian Thomas and Travis Hunter continue to be who they are. I mean, this is if you have any time at all in the front five and can run the ball at all, you should be super dynamic as if Trevor's who we all believe he still is.
Now, that's the good part. The issues that Travis Hunter is going to have in the league is that what he was able to do in college was against other college kids. He has a tendency to round off his route, doesn't hit the breaks and all that kind of stuff. So those are some of the dynamics that he's going to have to work on with Brian Thomas Jr. Because now you're going up against skilled professionals who's been DBs, safeties for like 5, 7, 10 years.
Yep.
So I mean, he's got to be able to go against those guys week in and week.
Well, I think just to play devil's advocate on that, Leon, I think the thing that goes first when you get tired is your technique. And when you're playing both ways, my guess is that receiver, the most energy you're exerting is when you plant into the top of that route, right? So you're playing 120 snaps, like something's going to go there. But the one thing that translates at every level is ball skills. And he has got the best ball skills that I have ever seen in my life. And Malachi Starks is the same way, by the way. Like, just elite ball skills. If the ball's anywhere around, they're going to find a way to get it, no matter how they got to contort their body to do it. So I don't know. I don't know if you have to be that great of a route runner. It would be a bonus. But if you can be who you're supposed to be, and you got Brian Thomas over here, and you got a home run threat over here, man, you just get open and catch the ball. Don't slow that down. You want to fine-tune everything,
right?
But don't make him think through this too much.
No. It's so funny, though, and you can consider catch. We mention the phrase catch radius all the time as if it's only reserved for wide receivers. On the defensive side as well, his catch radius is pretty good. He can close. He can bait you. He can do a lot of things. That's why I still want to see that.
He has like a weird catch radius because it don't even have to be in his frame. He showed this in college. It can be 2.5 feet the other way from which he's running, and he still can go back and get it. It's insane.
And the best part about this, I actually think this is the best part, is we're all focused on him and what he can do in his home run ability. Meanwhile, you got a guy on the other side that might be one of the best 8-10 receivers in the league right now. Right now.
The other thing that I'm just going to keep harping on, and I'm hoping that it changes dramatically, the next best receiver had 892 yards less than Brian Thomas Jr.
Right.
The next best dude.
And Denny's point was, if you start spreading these guys out and you get to the point where you can run the ball, if you have any kind of success in the five offensive linemen, you start running the ball, and they have to bring safeties to stop the run.
Yeah, then the freak is on.
Stupid. But I feel like that slot guy, when you got those two guys, you can get halfway through preseason and realize, we don't have this guy, and you can go get that guy. Like, you don't need a dynamic playmaker there. You need a good route runner that's going to be where he's supposed to be with those two guys on the outside.
De'Ami Brown's seen as an outside guy. When the most disappointed dude in Duval,
move inside quickly.
The most disappointed dude in Duval Thursday night was De'Ami Brown. Okay, he's like, well, damn, I was going to go opposite.
That ends that, right?
Brian Thomas. I was going to make my $10 million and get another deal off of it and all this stuff. And there's room for all of them to eat, but he had played a little bit inside, and so you start looking around collectively and say, how can we line these guys
Gabe
up?
Davis, too. Like, if you're Gabe Davis, what do you think?
That's a good point, too. Yeah.
Gabe Davis, Parker Washington, both those guys are like, what?
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. That's the only thing at this point that matters is we can all look at this and go, oh, this could be fun.
Yeah. It just from a football fan's point of view, we got to drill down on a quarterback discussion coming up here in just a second. But the Liam and Gladstone, a.k.a. Gene Wilder and Harry Potter, they went into the lab and they said, my gosh, man, this team did not block up front. Yards before contact was second to worst in the NFL. We've got to improve the running game with that offensive line. And that's got to go a long way to making Trevor, just offensively as a whole, how much better with what they did can it be?
Well, yeah, as long as they got it right.
Yeah, they got. Yeah, you're right.
We've signed big name guards here a lot of times,
right?
And still end up having the same conversation and
twice in the last 6-7 years. Actually,
excellent point.
In October. So as long as I think that was obvious that's where they needed to attack, and if anything, I think you got to make the argument is did they attack enough?
Yeah,
on that
the offensive line, we're still wondering.
Yeah, right. So, but if they did, they don't have to be. They just got to be average to above average. They don't have to be the best offensive line in the league. You've got number one picks back there that are supposed to do that for you. You got the number 2 pick. You got the number 1 pick. You got that offense is loaded with first rounders, right? And at the skill position. So you should be able to be average to above average and still be dynamic.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's time for Trevor to turn it up. At the same time.
I am going under the assumption that he is.
Okay.
Like when I say all of this, my assumption is that we see Trevor make that next big leap.
A big leap.
Leap. Yeah. And I firmly believe that's coming.
Yeah.
Now, when you say big league, we talking top 10?
Yeah.
Trevor. Okay.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. No, I think that is his skill set. I know Trevor enough to know that he is a smart, diligent guy, and he's taken enough snaps now. He's been through enough coaching changes. Now he's got, it seems like a coach that's going to listen to what he wants to do as well, and they're building outside around him. Yeah, if you're what I'm pretty sure you are, then that's a top 10 quarterback.
And the other thing, real quick on this, at the very least, that both Denny and Leon could, because it's a line question, that was a pass pro setup. And they did not do a very good job at all when it came to run blocking, as a rule. How much better can that be for Trevor if they made the right choices?
I hate to make the statement because I don't know anything about what was going on down there, but I just feel like, Leon, you can slap me if I'm wrong because I shouldn't even be saying this. I just feel like that's a mentality.
Well, as an offensive lineman, if you can run the ball, it makes pass protection easier.
Well, my point is they're all in the NFL. They can all run block. Like, if that's the emphasis, I just don't.
Like Coach Campa would say, this was more pass pro. The way the book, it was more zone blocking, whereas they need to get more physical.
Yeah, I'm sure, everybody's running the same run plays now, right? Everybody's kind of schematically running the same thing, run game. My point is, like, if you've got a staff now that they emphasize the toughness part of this and we're going to get after it.
Right.
Your offensive line, I mean, these guys are all pros. They're all massive human beings that can move that wall if they want to, right? You just got to get them heading in that direction and get the right personnel around them, the right angles, all that kind of stuff that sets them up for success. I just think that's an emphasis thing for me.
Yeah. I mean, because you run. What we were saying, they say when you zone block, you go sideways and all other kind of stuff. But if you got the right offensive line, it don't matter. Because the Denver Broncos ran zone play.
Right. There have been plenty of good.
Nobody was questioning those jokers.
Yeah, I mean,
but they had like 5 really good offensive linemen.
Absolutely, and they had TD.
And they were
had
taking knees out, too.
And it was okay for them to be athletic guys that got to the perimeter because they were good.
Yeah.
You can't have 5 guys that get to the perimeter that aren't good.
Right.
Yeah, but now we're getting into a like zone or gap.
Yeah, and there's no doubt.
Well,
there's no doubt that's part of it. That has to be part of it.
That's why
gap run blocking now, there's a point of emphasis of double teams and
right. You have no choice but to be physical.
You have no choice but to be physical. You got to come off the ball.
And that's why I do think what Liam does bring in here is more of that. That's going to make it better in the long run.
Well, and with the speed you got outside now, I mean, the play actions off of those gap schemes are home run balls a lot of times.
And that's where he learned was the play action under Sean McVay.
Not only that, like, what do we know, man? Maybe the coaching will help there as well. Maybe these guys wanted to be that type of
I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. I think you get a group of 5 guys and you tell them that they're just pass blockers.
Yeah.
You may be neutering them a little bit.
Right.
Like let's from the beginning tell them that we're going to go as they go.
Yeah. All right, I'm getting on Joe's boat, and I don't want to be there. I don't want to be on July Joe. Right?
You know what? No, if you get gap run blocking offensive linemen, they love to hit.
Yeah,
that's why I was in Pittsburgh. Yeah. I enjoyed taking out linebackers.
Just imagine Trevor if the play action works, and then he's in shotgun, and he starts to see 2nd and 3, 2nd and 4, or whatever it is, and then he takes a snap and he doesn't go 1,001, 1,000. Boom, he's getting hit. It will change a lot of things for him, his fortune.
Yeah, he'll start throwing death balls. Yeah. Those guys, there'll be touchdowns everywhere.
And his confidence will grow, correct? Because your clock is now expanded a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think Trevor has a confidence problem. I think it's just like a team execution problem, and in a weird way, that first that Travis Hunter pick to me just signaled a new era.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I don't think he has a confidence problem either. Yeah. That guy that's been who he's been all his life, there's no confidence issue there.
And I guess I can't wait to see it because I just felt like he looked a little rushed at times.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's all. That's all.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to keep it going with the quarterback whisperer. A certain guy, everyone's been waiting to see him throw the football. He finally did. How fast did he throw it? Does he look good? We'll ask all those questions of the quarterback whisperer coming up.
You love him.
A friend.
You hate him.
I guess irony can be pretty ironic sometimes.
You love to hate him and hate to love him.
That's not possible.
It is with this. Ryan the Hacker Green.
Starting to get the picture?
Right after Rick Ballou. Evenings on 1010XL.
Are you ready to step up to luxury?
Check out the power of our exciting 2025 lineup, including the Lyric, IQ, Optique, and the stunning Vistique.
With over 15 electric Cadillacs in stock and more on the way, it's the perfect time to trade in your Tesla and embrace luxury with a twist.
At Randy Marion, there are no tariffs. So visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville, and see why our electric lineup turns heads.
Don't miss out. Drive Cadillac, electric or gas. We have both. Plus tax tag title $9.99 admin fee and resist all on approved credit.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. If you're dreaming of putting in a pool this year, choosing the right company is the most important decision you'll make. I've trusted Stanley Pools to build my pool, renovate my pool, and maintain my pool. Stanley Pools has been the best in the business since 1988, and they're still family-owned. Call them today at 904-269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
It's Work Zone Awareness Week, Florida. Every year, lives are lost in work zones because of speeding and distractions. When you see orange cones, remember, slow down, follow the signs, and stay focused. Workers are counting on you to get home safely, and so are their families. Let's work together to prevent crashes and save lives. A safety reminder from the Florida Department of Transportation. Slow your roll. Safety's the goal.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
At Performance Painting, we've spent decades protecting commercial properties with durable, long-lasting coatings. And we can bring the same expertise when painting the exterior of your home. With industry-leading materials and a proven process, we extend the life of your home, reducing maintenance costs and preserving its value. Now, for a limited time, save $500 when you hire us to paint your home's exterior. Just mention 1010XL. Go to performancepainting.com to schedule a friendly estimate. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance Painting.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes here with a challenge. A challenge might not be the best choice in words, so let's say an opportunity. Take the opportunity to lose 40 by the 4th with Awaken 180. It sounds a little different when you put a real goal to it, doesn't it? Maybe you looked at the scale this morning and it read 230 pounds. How about it reading 190 by the 4th? Maybe the scale says 300. Wouldn't the number 260 be a little nicer on your eyes and on your joints? It's attainable if you have the same results we all had with Awaken 180. I dropped 40 pounds in 9 weeks. Hacker dropped his first 40 in just 6 weeks. Dempsey, Blue, and everyone else I know, same results. And we've kept it off. The best thing about Awaken 180 weight loss, it will completely change the way you think, see, and feel about food. The results are real, attainable, and the process simple with Awaken 180. Take the opportunity and drop 40 by the 4th. It all starts with just one call to Awaken 180 weight loss. Call 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Friends, we have a very special guest on the line.
The Checkmate Coatings phone line is where the action happens.
Where's the phone? Over there.
Get expert interviews and listener opinions all day, every day, from the drill all the way to Hacker After Dark on 1010XL.
Hey there, Jacksonville. With scorching temperatures just around the corner, it's crucial to ensure your AC is blowing nice and cool. Duck Duck Air Conditioning is here to keep you comfortable all summer long. But don't wait until the heat gets here. Our service techs are ready right now to handle any cooling issues you may have at your home or business. Call Duck Duck AC today at 904-862-6769 to schedule. That's 904-862-6769. Duck Duck Air Conditioning. Online at duckduckac.com.
What does your dream backyard look like? Hey, it's Joe C. and my friends at CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living can design an outdoor kitchen layout custom built to your taste and lifestyle. You dream it, they can build it. CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. Visit cssoutdoor.com.
Friendly competition meets great futures. It's the Birdies and Bounces Tournament presented by the Mackenzie Noel Wilson Foundation Friday, May 9th at the Yards. Where else can a pickleball tournament, 15 holes of golf, food, fun, beverages, raffles, and great activities help a worthy organization like the Boys and Girls Clubs of Northeast Florida, where 59 clubs serve nearly 6,000 youth daily. For tickets and team registration, email Charlie C. at bgcnf.org.
If you're heading to the Og or you're already part of the nation's oldest, don't forget to drop into Sunset Grill. For over 30 years, serving up great chowder, seafood, wings, and cold beer. Sunset Grill, somewhere on A1A, St. Augustine Beach.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Charles.
6.
Oh, so close. Betty for the steal.
What about the bank that helps you reach your financial goals? Synovus.
Let's see, judges. Yes, looks like we have a winner.
That's a number?
Sorry, Charlie. Remember, a solid financial future doesn't happen by chance. Talk with Synovus about your potential today.
Brought to you by Synovus Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. The number was 4.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mocama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
Tennessee Bryce texts me, and he says, that Mocama IPA is fire. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The Cosmico, they got so many other ones, the Rare Cargo. Delicious, delicious craft. Mocama.com. You can log on and check them out. Look for them on the shelves, Total, ABC, Publix, and, of course, up there in Fernandina Beach or the Wildlight location. We got our quarterback whisperer, and, well, things were whispered, Matt and Leon and JJ, earlier, until JJ put a that out there earlier that said, DJ Lagway is throwing. And so you can go to social and you can see it. And Denny, I think Gator fans are the ones that were most worried about why didn't he throw in spring, yada, yada, yada. You saw the video.
Don't bury the lead, Joe. He's catching the ball.
See, I was trying not to. I was going to let Denny just kind of
I don't want to even talk about it. Let's just rip the band.
That's Denny Thompson, your quarterback whisperer here, catching the ball.
And let's start it off by saying that was
good
the
pair of
extent
hands.
of my contribution.
That was good hands, by the way, bro. That was hands. Hands.
Yeah, you walked away today, and I was like, Denny, did you see Lagway's throw? And he goes, yeah, I was in the video.
So, real quick sidebar, do you ever, like, as much as you do work with the quarterbacks, you say, hey, hang on a minute, I gotta get some gloves?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
There's no way. I'd have welder's gloves out
especially now because I don't do it as much. But there was a time where I was catching 800 to 1,000 balls a day.
Oh yeah.
And at that point, your hands just get numb, and you don't feel anything.
Just
anymore.
saw my arms off.
Yeah, it's just so much.
You're like a major league catcher.
Well, you can get so much data when you catch.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you feel the ball hit your hands, and that wasn't the situation today.
Right.
I was just the one that wasn't working, so I called.
Yeah.
But usually I can get so much data just from catching, especially guys that I've trained for a while.
All right, so we don't have to go deep, but like we said, for Gator fans to see him throw, especially when Billy Napier said he's basically not going through the spring where you're going to be able to see him throw the football. What did you see? And it does look good.
Yeah, I mean, it was just, little throws. And I honestly, I don't know much. Here's the extent of what I will say is, like, there was a point where I looked over at Will and was like, Will and Tom was like, hey, I should have thrown some gloves on. Like, I was like, oh, we're throwing. But no, I mean, we're at our little indoor at the Cortex World headquarters at the little indoor, so it's not very far. Mm-hmm. And he's just going through the process. Outside of that, I don't know. I honestly don't know anything.
No, so it's not. I'm sorry, Leon.
By the way, that's on purpose.
So it doesn't look like a light toss. Doesn't look like full go. But I'm watching this thing. It's a solid throw, and like I think you're underselling it a little bit. He's a good 20 yards from you, is he not?
No.
How far away from me is he?
I don't know, but I just know we don't have.
It's a first down.
Yeah,
it's a first down throw.
He's
move the chains. That's first down.
It's a solid throw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
now you made Gator fans happy. I'm gonna need the Carson Beck tape soon.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's coming.
Okay, that's all. That's all I need from you.
Yeah. It's coming. It's coming.
He's also feeling well.
Yeah, Carson's doing great, feeling well, progressing.
Good.
I see he's going with the number 11.
He is.
Love
is.
it
He's
with the
going
baggy sleeves. It just brings back a lot of great memories.
Yep. And real quick to wrap up the DJ Lagway, because y'all know I don't like to sit on here and lie to y'all, so this is a true story. I am not. We have a internal video system, and I'm not even on that with him because I don't want to be able to answer you jokers' questions.
That's bad, huh?
Yeah, I have told them, I'm like, I don't want to know anything. So when I sit over here and tell y'all, I honestly don't know, I don't know. And it's intentional that I don't know. I just know he was in there today and posted a video of him throwing.
I love it. All right. Pleading ignorance is what he's doing. The quarterbacks as a whole in the draft, and I know you're not paying attention to all of it, but we have to ask you about a few of them, especially when we were trying to figure out whether the over-under betting in the first round was 2.5 quarterbacks taken. And the constant conversation was Cam Ward, then could it be Shador, and will Jackson Dart sneak into the first round? You remember all this stuff.
Well, we talked about this, and I need to go pull the video. We talked about this 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I said take the under.
Okay, yep.
And said that I thought Jackson would have a chance at the first round.
Yeah, now that you say that, I'm remembering it because we're sitting here trying to figure out who would grab Jackson Dart, and it probably meant that the Giants didn't take Cam Ward, but I did not see them jumping back in the way they did. It was a pretty good move.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. It wasn't a great quarterback class. There are some surprises. I am shocked that Quinn Ewers got passed over by some of the guys that he got passed over. I don't understand. I don't understand that at all. I think Quinn is a very good football player. Now, you're not drafting from the third round on. You're not drafting a guy that you think is the starter anyway, so you can argue that you want to go after like a high RPM, big engine guy, just in case he hits. Mm-hmm. But Quinn's put a lot of good tape on, man. I don't understand why he sat there so long.
Well, we was talking about this in the break, is that Wouldn't it been? He would have made more money if he had gone into the portal and gone to another team, right?
Yeah, no question. Yeah,
and he would have. I mean, he would have elevated his draft stock if Georgia or Alabama would have probably given him $4 million to go to either one of those.
Yeah.
Positions.
Oh yeah, he would have gotten. Yeah, he'd have gotten.
Will you start you're an advisor? Will you start to advise kids on that stuff? Like, hey man, if you get drafted in the 4th or 5th round, you're not going to make close to what you would make if you stayed another year.
Yeah, and I'm sure he knew that. I'm positive that he was probably told that.
Okay, now we wanted to know the answer, and you might know the answer. 1 and 2 is how they project it. Then middle rounds, and then do they do low round projection or?
I mean, yeah, you can never trust that stuff, right? Like, I mean,
I was just curious.
You get a better sense when you're around people of what actually is going on in phone calls, and I don't know this for certain, but I would imagine that they told him, like, look, even if you go in the 4th round, you're still going to make more money. But I think there's a time where these guys are just done with college. It's like it is.
That's what I wrote today.
Time for me to move on.
Yes.
Yep. I want to be a pro. I don't want to go to class. I don't want to be in a locker room with 18-year-olds. I don't want to hear these strength coaches for another year. I don't want to do, mat drills in January and February. I'm 23, 24 freaking years old. And you're just done.
And I want to start my clock.
Right.
My financial clock for whatever the next.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So, I'm sure he was advised on that, and I'm sure, he knew going in what he was getting into, but I doubt that he thought he was going to go in the 7th round. At least I didn't think so.
Yeah.
Injuries, maybe, I think. A lot of injuries.
I just look at the people that were drafted ahead of him. Yeah. Tell me why they're better. I don't
disagree with you, but Tyler's got an arm. He's got that velocity.
And I'm not saying him, but there was a run of some guys that it's just
Dylan Gabriel.
Yeah, what's the difference in him and Dylan? And I'm a huge Dylan
They're the
fan.
same player.
Yeah.
Right. We were talking about the Shador stuff, and I'm like, what does Shador do better than Quinn?
Well, we were in our pre-show, and we're saying Shador, Dylan, Brock Purdy when he was drafted, and then Quinn Ewers. And I told Matt, I said, Matt, back then, I probably would have agreed with you that there wasn't, and now I've seen what Brock can do, but back then I probably would have said, yeah, they're kind of all the same guy.
Yeah, fair. I mean, you could put Gardner in there. You could put, there's been some guys have some success off of, but I don't know, man. I think at some point you got to plug the film in, and you got to give guys value for playing who they played at the level they played it. And he's at Texas.
No, so let's switch to flip the script. If Shador was at Texas, he probably would do the same thing that Quinn did. Now, could Quinn do the same thing at Colorado that Shador did?
Well, I mean, we don't know. I will say this.
You're talking about
if Shador was at Texas and he played the way he did at Colorado, he'd have been a first rounder. Right? And I don't know the answer. I just know that Quinn did it at the highest level. Can he bring up a whole team? I don't know, man. They had the Heisman Trophy winner too.
I guess the reason why I'm defending Shador is that he did more with less. I mean, you're talking about Quinn Ewers. He's got 5 stars around him, wide receiver 5 stars, running back, offensive line.
Yeah. No, I get it, but he's also in a situation where he's expected to win. He's got a guy nipping on his heels.
Well, the pressure's more.
And then you're playing. I mean, you play Georgia twice. I mean, you're playing some dudes now. You're playing much closer to the level, and I'm not discounting what Shador did. I didn't even mean to make that a part of the conversation. I think Quinn earned more than a 7th round.
I mean, back-to-back college football playoff led Texas to too. I mean, that's
some big games.
Yeah, some big games.
Hey, quarterbacks pay attention.
Not only that. I mean,
Cam went 1. He went to the ACC. He went 1. Right. I mean, start to pay attention to this now. If you don't have to go do this.
Don't run through the gauntlet if
right?
you don't have to. Yeah.
If you're not going to be rewarded for it.
Yeah, and financially, he was, for sure.
Yeah, I'm saying draft position.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying, financially.
Yeah. I gotcha.
He was the number one guy. All right, Denny, thanks as always, man. We appreciate it. Quarterback Whisperer at Denny_Thompson. He's on video as we speak on X.
In your car or out of your car.
Get me out of this car.
Take 1010XL with you wherever you go.
We're online and ready.
By downloading our free 1010XL app. Available for all smartphones and tablets.
When the unexpected happens, you shouldn't have to face it alone. I'm Chris Campione, and at Campione Law, we're here to fight for you. Whether it's an auto accident or a slip and fall, our Jacksonville team takes care of every detail, from investigating the incident to securing multi-million-dollar verdicts, so you can focus on getting better. And remember, you don't pay a dime unless we win your case. Our commitment is 24/7, bringing you the real support from real people who really care. Campione Law, your dedicated partners in justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Count on Campione, Campione Law.
Frank Frangie here. Available now is the all-new Silverado EV. Designed to go the distance, the Silverado EV boasts 440 miles of range, more standard range than any competitor. Ask about low-rate financing and $7,500 instant cash savings on EVs. Nimnik always will give you top dollar for your trade, and for a limited time, up to an additional $3,000 in trade assistance. So head to Nimnik today. Who's got more new Silverados at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnik. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, you know, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course,
oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Denny Thompson here. If you haven't heard, Tyson Sound and Security has a house built right inside their showroom, showcasing complete home automation and security systems. You have to see it to believe it. This setup can recognize intruders who approach your door and alerts them to leave if there's a break-in. Keep your family safe with the most state-of-the-art technology. Tyson Sound and Security, your security, home theater, and home automation experts. New showroom at 3555 U.S. Highway 17 in Fleming Island.
Are you an experienced chiller technician and looking for a role where your skills are truly valued? It's time to make the move to Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. You'll get top pay, comprehensive health and welfare benefits for your family, and a pension that doesn't come out of your pocket. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On April 28, 1961, Milwaukee Braves future Hall of Fame pitcher Warren Spahn throws his second career no-hitter in a win against the San Francisco Giants.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality products and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
The housing market is as busy as ever on the First Coast. And if you've moved in or moved on, make sure you have a team of trained electricians ready to help. American Electrical can make sure you're up to date electrically and maximize your living experience. Smart home automation services, home theater systems, outdoor and dock lighting, and backup generators. American Electrical can do it all. A team you can trust with highly trained technicians ensuring you have the best living experience. American-Electrical.com, a leader on the First Coast and powered by professionalism.
Hey, Hicken here. I want to tell you guys about Live Power. Live Power, a Jacksonville-based business, been around for more than 50 years, family-owned and operated, and always on the lookout for good folks, experienced lift truck and dock and door technicians. The benefits out of this world: 401k, company vehicle, paid training, sign-on bonus. Offers so great. Come see why Live Power has been voted one of the best places to work for the past several years as well. We want you to be a part of the family. Don't let this opportunity slip by. To learn more, all you got to do is go to livepower.com. Check them out at livepower.com.
If someone you love needs a pick-me-up, then it's time to get serious about it and send them a Kuhn Floral Arrangements. Dylan Denmark here with 1010XL. You'll be assured of a quality delivery, that's for sure. Log on and order online at kuhnflowers.com.
Joe C. for Preferred Roofing, reminding you your roof is more than just felt and shingles. It's a system that not only keeps your home dry, but also impacts your heating and cooling bills. Preferred Roofing and Construction is a GAF Master Elite Roofing contractor lauded for having the ability to educate and inform homeowners on their options. Why GAF and Preferred Roofing? They're veteran-owned and operated with ties to Duval for decades. A family business ready to make sure your family has a good roof over its head. Log on, preferredroofingjax.com.
For the greenest, lushest lawn on the block, choose the local legends, Roundtree Sod. Don't just settle for ordinary. Let Roundtree Sod deliver you a picture-perfect lawn. To get a free estimate, call 7414-SOD. 7414-SOD.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The Weekend Rewind, brought to you by Cycles of Jacksonville, the big boy toy store for big boy toys.
What happened this weekend? Nuggets get even.
And this is for the win. They're going to call it. Did Gordon beat the buzzer? They're going to take a look at it.
The ball was deemed to get out of Gordon's hands right before the LED line. This is a successful basket. The game is over.
The Nuggets have won.
Suarez goes deep 4 times.
Suarez! Fly ball! There's 4! And we're tied!
Bill goes on CBS.
Jordan was a constant presence during our interview.
You have Jordan right over there. How did you guys meet?
Not talking about this.
No?
No.
It's a topic neither one of them is comfortable commenting on.
Boston takes control.
Up top, Porzingis. Tough pass, but he followed his own. And a foul. Porzingis with the hammer and a chance at a three-point play.
And kills the Lake Show.
Edwards puts up a 3. It's good. Anthony Edwards once again. Edwards electricity here in game 4.
He was money yesterday. There is no doubt about it. Ant-Man wants the spotlight, got the spotlight, delivered in the spotlight. Meanwhile, LeBron with a poor inbounds pass. Luka got robbed with a foul. The review, when you can review an out of bounds and who gets it and add a foul to it, it's just nuts. But that's what happened. And then the Knicks absolutely stole one with the officials admitting to that one, which was a bad call. So
Nuggets ending was crazy.
Yes, there was a lot of
great NBA, like 24, 48 hours. This weekend.
It really was. But you have teams that are up against the wall.
One very specifically,
LA's
the
done.
Los Angeles Lakers.
They're done.
Oh, you think they're done now?
I don't know. Usually, I like to say things are done way before they are, but it feels that way.
They're favored by, I think, 6 at home for.
Which is
you're definitely going to win the next one, I feel
3-2.
And then if you're Minnesota, you're thinking, well, we can't let them win 6 because if they win 6, they're going to win 7. So I don't necessarily think they're done.
You know what,
but
JJ?
odds are
I'm glad that you talked me off of the rooftop bar.
I'm trying to be,
You talked me off of the rooftop bar.
Today was a very positive show.
Yes, it was. And so the point you're making, as we pair it up with officials making bad calls, now I understand what you're saying. The officials will allow LA to keep
well, they're definitely going to handle this next game for sure. I would say the free throw discrepancy is going to be pretty big next game between the Lakers.
There'll be some of those 6 and 7 step drives by LeBron.
Which I heard you say that earlier, but one of the key baskets by Ant in the win in the fourth quarter, late in the fourth quarter, was just like the craziest travel I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah?
But
I got to travel for you.
They don't call it. They don't call it. And then, of course, Bill Belichick was one of the last top.
We're not talking about this, okay?
Not talking about this.
Thank you.
That's going to be, that will be, that's not good.
Yeah.
There's nothing good
Real quick. Cycles of Jacksonville. If you had a weekend like she just described, you need to head on over to Cycles. They're on Atlantic near Regency. You can enjoy everything they got on the showroom, on the lot, and then outside with all their awesome selection. Check it out, or their Facebook page, cyclesofjack.com as well. All right. So, honestly, when you think about it, do you think the Lakers are done, Leon?
No. I'm just bitter right now. That's all.
Yeah. JJ Redick played all 5 guys the entire 24 minutes of the second half.
Crazy.
And he's getting second guessed left and right, and I don't know why you shouldn't be able to second guess.
Their bench sucks, though.
It does. It's terrible. But
isn't that why you do load management during the regular season?
Yeah, you're right. It's 100% different. They just said you got to go, and they still made it close. But there's no question that Luka with the dad bod, you play him 24 whole minutes in the second half.
He's got to be better in general. What do you have, like 1 assist and 1 rebound last night?
He still got hosed on that no call foul.
Yeah, I agree. But like 40-year-old LeBron should not be the best player on this team,
No.
and he has been by far.
Yeah, and just take a look at the points that they all scored as starters down the stretch. It was not good. All right, here we go.
Now, the cool down from the cool guys at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing. Fast, reliable, and honest service since 87.
All right, my takeaway is that as much as I enjoyed the draft and what the Jaguars do, and everybody's excited about Travis Hunter, my guy is Wyatt Meelam.
Yeah.
He's not a true guard, but he's a guard. And they picked him specifically to come here to take Ezra Cleveland's job. And I can appreciate it about that, the new regime. They give him they give him out pink slips, and I love it. Because this team has been too comfortable for too long, and it's good that you're going to bring some competition here. Put some fire under some people's feet. So that's my takeaway.
Yeah, I mean, you bring a kid in from West Virginia who's just a grinder, who's a dog. Yes. Kidding me? I love that.
So just real quick, he did not allow a sack during his last 2 seasons at West Virginia. That's a total of 24 games. Did not allow a sack in 34 of his last 36 games in which he played.
And he made it very clear from that interview.
Oh, my gosh.
Trevor's not getting touched.
No.
Love it.
Yeah. So, yeah, you'd love to see that.
He said, I'm going to make that promise to them, and I'm going to make that promise to Trevor. Chills.
Yeah, I mean, if you're Trevor watching that, you're like, oh, yeah, it's on, baby. It is on. I could do the Jags very easy. My takeaway's got to be Belly. It's got to be. We could do 2 hours on this easy. We're gonna find out where that relationship is over the next week or two, because if suddenly she's not seen with him so often, then Belly's like he's got hand, like Costanza. If they're still together and he's still holding her hand, they're walking around, he's okay with her like. She overshadowed him.
Practice.
Yeah. She overshadowed him is what she did.
She told the punter when to punt.
Yes.
Okay?
So if you're a Belly and you kind of get, I mean, I don't want to say humiliated, but she made it very clear who is what in that relationship. The pants. Right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that, JJ, but thank you for saying that.
She told the punter when to punt wearing a long fur coat.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes. And you know what he said? Okay, dear. The big bad Belly who can do and say whatever he wants and treats the media like they're dirt bags, right?
Yeah.
And everybody else for that matter. Guess what?
If she would have said...
It's always a woman.
Yeah, but if she would have said...
That breaks them, always.
If she would have said, we're on to Cincinnati, that would have been fine.
It would have been hilarious.
That would have been great. That would have been great.
Well, right, because then it would have been like a joke. But that was no joke yesterday.
Why wouldn't they have a story... like a lie, ready to go, knowing, hey, I got a book tour going on that I have to be part of. He's not volunteering for these interviews, folks.
Right, so
obviously, the publishers are making him do this.
Yeah.
It's part of the contract. So when they ask us how we met, we'll just say, we met online. Yeah. Or like Leon said, we met at Starbucks. Like, conversation over.
Yeah.
But once you start saying, hey, we're not talking about that, now everyone's digging.
First off, the best part is she says it, and he's a church mouse. He says nothing.
He nods.
Yeah, he turned. Oh, okay. Sure. All right.
Whatever you say.
I'm not talking about this.
No. He totally just turned and went, okay, dear, but didn't say okay.
She's sitting like 4 feet to his right during the entire
Right, and there's a reason she's sitting 4 feet to his right.
Well, just in case some of you out there may not know what we're talking about, CBS sit down, Belly on the book tour, like
Sunday
you said,
morning.
Bill Belichick, and she is sitting off camera, and whenever she does chime in, the camera turns over, you can see her. So this is not unlike, like you could just imagine a presidential interview. And just off camera, someone is a sanctioner.
And he was a little gruff in the interview, too. Yeah. When he was talking about Kraft.
Always is.
Yeah, he was definitely gruff. He was definitely your typical Belly.
Frankie?
No, but I'm saying he was your typical Belly.
Yeah.
And then when she said that, oh, my gosh.
Yeah,
and it's almost like they don't. it's like she said that to the interviewer thinking they'll edit this out. They're not going to put me in the interview, you know, but CBS is like, hell no, this is gold. You're going to be on there, lady.
This is gold.
So
Jerry.
now, the internet's digging, and I've seen, I don't even want to bring it up on a lunchtime show, but
I think
lots
Belly
of
may not have hands.
insinuation
Let's put it
about
that
what
way, Joe.
she is and where she came from.
Joe, Belly may not have
Well,
hands.
speaking of the hired help.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Serviced by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
Coolest cats in town.
The Embedded and Shredded, not afraid to be a segue from Bill Belichick to the Frangie Show. Hayes Carline joins us now. Rocking and rolling. Fired up and ready to go.
Doing great. Yeah, doing great. It was a great weekend. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. Lots of new Jaguars, so that's very exciting.
What was your overall grade of this draft class? James Gladstone's very first.
Honey, can I answer? I gave it a B+.
Oh, she did.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gave it a B+.
Jean shaking her head right over there.
Yeah. Thank you, sweetie.
There's a window right over here for people who don't know.
I thought it was great. Look, Travis Hunter alone. That right there is makes it a sensational class in my estimation. But yeah, I thought they did really well the rest of the way. So I think you have to feel good about it, and we'll see where it goes from here. But yeah, they obviously not taking a defensive lineman was interesting, but then right after that, they're not stubborn. They don't try to play we're the smartest people in the room, we're the smartest people in the league, and we're not going to go sign a veteran edge just because the reporters are asking us to and because the fans want us to. It's like, no, he doesn't get one. He doesn't panic. He doesn't, reach, but he also doesn't then ignore it and pretend that, no, this is what I wanted to do the whole time.
Right.
He's like, look, the board fell a certain way. That's how the draft works. So, yeah, we're going to go sign somebody. And 2 hours later, Emmanuel Ogbah is signed, and he's a good third edge.
Yeah, he started every game for the Dolphins, had a total of nearly 50 tackles, over 25 solo, 11 hits on the quarterback. 1 tackle for loss, 5 sacks. Okay, put that in the Jaguar stat sheet from
That would
last
have put
year.
him third, right?
Yeah. 2 passes, defensive force fumble, and interception. I'll take that.
Absolutely. So, he's here. So he'll be able to go through the offseason program, go through training camp, and certainly be, more than acclimated to what they want out of him by the time the opener gets here. So, yeah, I thought it was a great weekend, but obviously Travis Hunter is the show. It's going to be incredible to see what he becomes.
Yeah.
It literally is like the football version of Shohei Ohtani.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And there's a chance that he is going to do things that are unthinkable. And go back to when the Dodgers got Ohtani.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people writing that this isn't going to work. What are you kidding me? There's no chance he's going to be able to do both of these things.
He just wins an MVP without playing outfield, which is just incredible. But the other part of it is that he did go through the injury. We still haven't seen whether he's going to come back, but at the same time, he's still delivering mega star power.
It's incredible. So it'll be a lot of fun to see. Bucky Brooks is going to join us at 5 to break everything down in terms of the Jaguars draft and all the moves they made over the weekend. So it should be a very fun Frangie show coming up.
All right, sounds good, Hayes. We appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, they got it coming up, and you know what we got coming up tomorrow, Big Sirs? The NCAA Mythical National Championship.
Oh, yeah.
Returns.
Oh, yeah, it returns.
You're talking dirty to me, and I kind of like
We're
it.
down to 4, folks.
Yeah, so we will set that bad boy up.
Oh, yeah. Are you okay? Is Brenda okay with that? You need to call her and ask her?
Yeah, you should ask her, actually.
You guys, all you suckers.
You know what? I sprung that on you. That's unfair. I should not have done that. All right, we're done. We'll find out if Leon's Final Four is on tomorrow once he checks in. We say thanks to Mokama Beer Company.
Why I got to do you like that?
That's cruel. Mokama, look for them. Delicious craft beer. We appreciate them. That's for sure. Big Sirs and Brenda. Maddie, Josie, JJ, and Blake. We're out.
Not talking about this.
No.
No.
We begin with Ed Werder.
Hi, I'm Ed Werder.